Cats? No, I started making calls to pay off a lot of my parents today. Bro, like all of their debt is like all their big credit cards, it's all secured debt. So they don't accept settlements on anything. Oh, it's all like secured debt, either tied to the house or tied to furniture, or some of the debt got. Bro, I know how these credit cards are allowed to do some of these things. So check this out. My dad has a $15,000 limit on an Amex card, runs the balance up to $13,000. Then they let him take a $10,000 loan out against the card so that he can reset his balance and then have a loan. And then, but that $10,000 loan that he used is at 24% interest. Why not just bump his credit limit? Like, God, bro, credit cards are wild. I'll go back in a week and we just like paid like, I just spent like 4 hours like making payments today. Fucking Skamas, this is predatory shit. You want to hear some real predatory shit? They got a pool for the house. $64,000. Interest rate of 7%. It's just like, oh man. What would your parents have done without you? Serious question? I don't know. Probably just died with the debt. Or done. I mean, they've done like bankruptcy a few times. Or I shouldn't say a few times, a couple times. Do your parents have a shopping addiction? I don't know. They just don't understand money. Want to do a HELOC? I don't know. He wasn't allowed to. But I think it's because their credit is really, 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 really bad. What would be a fair interest rate? I don't know, bro. This is like bullshit numbers that exist in my head, but just personally, an interest rate of over 5% on a balance over $10,000, that just sounds wild to me. Now, to be fair, with interest rates what they are today, that might be the norm. That might even be prime. I'm not sure. But balance of over $10,000, interest rate over 5%, that just seems insane. I don't know. It just seems crazy to me. But yeah, federal fund rate right now is 5%. Maybe I lived for so long I've lived in a low interest environment for a really long time, to be fair, right? Because I came out of high school in 2007. Was it on a mortgage? No, it was on a pool. You think after paying all that, they're never going to get into debt again? Part of my negotiation with them, I said we're going to do a credit freeze so they can't open any new accounts. What's a credit freeze? I think I can call all three of the credit bureaus and freeze the accounts, meaning nobody can do any hard or soft credit pulls, so they can't open any new accounts. What was this? Did Merck get perms? No. Why should I give them to her? Elon Musk secretly ordered SpaceX engineers to switch off the Starlink satellite communications network near the coast. What is this? SpaceX switch off Starlink satellite communications network near the coast of occupied Crimea in order to thwart a Ukrainian surprise attack on Russia's naval fleet, according to a report. The incident last year is reported in Walter Isaacson's upcoming biography of the billionaire titled Elon Musk, with comms down the Ukrainian submarine drones packed with explosives, lost connectivity, and washed ashore harmlessly. Isaacson writes, according to CNN, Musk reportedly for the attack had a concern that a strong Crimea would constitute a mini Pearl Harbor and lead to Russia retaliating with nuclear weapons. The SpaceX boss apparently began to question his decision about Starlink. Do I believe this? Here's like my question. If I'm reading this with a critical eye, does Elon Musk have such a detailed understanding of the day-to-day minutia of Ukrainian operations that he knows when to cut off? Like, I feel like that's a hard one. I feel like what happened, all feeling by the way, intuitively, I feel like what happened was he was probably like, we should probably shut this off here. I don't feel good because of World War III bullshit. And they shut it off. And it happened to coincide with like a Ukrainian attack. But like, is he legitimately knowing exactly when to shut up or shut down or turn on or shut down Starlink? I don't know. Ukraine requested Starlink to be enabled in Crimea, but there were concerns about whether this would cause issues with the duty of Pentagon due to ITAR regulations. ITAR regulations. SpaceX erred on the safe side and denied the request. Huh, okay. CNN storylines of the New Yorker article about Elon, which claims he would watch Starlink activity live on a map. That's wild if he's doing that. That's really interesting. Huh. That's really scary too. Let's see if you're... Shut up. Let's see if you're... Stop. If you're an ISP, what kind of traffic can you see? I'm trying to think. You can probably see the websites that it's going to and coming from, but you couldn't necessarily see, because the information within those requests can be encrypted, right? But you could definitely see like, the website you're requesting, right? So like if I was going to Google or whatever, my ISP should be able to see that. Unless I'm using a VPN, then they'll just see the traffic going to the VPN, right? They can probably see if it's a drone. They shouldn't be able to see that unless... I feel like there should be... Well, You could... I feel like there are ways you could get around it, but now you'd have to be trying to hide your traffic from the ISP, right? Starlink now uses geofencing to block the use of its terminals, not only above Russian-occupied territory inside Ukraine, but also, according to Ukrainian military intelligence source, over water when the receiver is moving at speeds about 100 kilometers per hour. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You could probably use very cute algorithms to try to pinpoint what is a drone. So if something is moving past a certain speed, you'll kill the connection or something. But I'm trying to think of if you could have the drone transmit to another receiver, and then that receiver is what gives you the internet connection. The thing is I don't know if anything beyond like 5G, 4G works at range like that. Like Bluetooth doesn't have the range for that. I think microwave has to be incredibly directional. I don't think you can do it with that. Wi-Fi doesn't have the range for that. I don't know. Radio? What is... I don't know what the... I've never heard about internet through radio waves. Internet connection through radio waves. Like, are these waves like big enough to carry information? Wi-Fi uses radio wave. Oh, that's Wi-Fi. Okay. Wi-Fi uses radio waves to transmit information from your device in a router via frequencies. What do radio waves? Can you transmit radio waves at high bandwidth at high distances? Yeah, I'm actually curious. What frequency does Bluetooth transmit on? I don't know. 2.4 gigahertz. This refers to the speed. I should be able to... Can I look this up on like the EM spectrum and just have it tell me like... Is it 1-to-1 like that, or are these hertz referring to something different? Oh, nice. This helps. You communicate with satellites in space with frequency waves, right? Wouldn't it be the same with drones? That's the wavelength, not the speed. What is your actual question? I don't know what my actual question is now. I looked this stuff up and I fucking forget it. Okay, we're gonna just... Does Wi-Fi uses radio waves, right? Yes, to transmit information from your device in a router via frequencies. 2 radio wave frequencies can be used depending on the amount of data being sent: 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. This gigahertz here is referring to the wavelength, right? Or no, am I crazy? Or is this referring to something else relating to like internet communications or whatever? Hertz is the frequency. Yeah, but the frequency is the wavelength. They're tied together, right? Like the shorter the frequency, the higher the wavelength, right? Why are you quibbling on the least interesting...
Destiny, I fucked up my terms.
Gigahertz. Good job. Why are you quibbling on the least interesting... Focus on whether or not Elon is literally thwarting Ukrainian efforts for Daddy Putin showing my head. Kill myself. Shorter wavelength, higher frequency. Makes sense, because the higher frequency means that you'll return to the peak of the wave quicker, so short. Okay, yeah, okay. What is your actual question? My question was, is there a way to transmit internet between 2 points at a long distance? My understanding is that the only tech, if you've got like, let's say that we've got a guy here, and let's say we've got a thing here, and we want to do, and we want to transmit internet, And let's say that the distance is, we'll say 2,000 meters or 2 kilometers. I know that if it's stationary, if things aren't moving, I think you can do infrared, and I think it's infrared towers will shoot internet in a line somewhere, I think. But I'm trying to think of like if individuals, are they able to shoot? Is there like consumer or like non-ISP tech that lets you shoot internet from one place to another wirelessly like this?
88 mods.
Infrared was how my rural internet worked. Yeah, but the only problem with the infrared is I think infrared is incredibly directional. I don't know why you're saying cell tower. I don't think an individual person can set up a cell phone tower. I don't know why you're saying cell tower. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know what, yeah, I'll look this up later.